Hey guys, what is happening and welcome to today's video. So before we get started, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the dumb money that's entering the market right now. We're at the top. It's the final phase. Without further ado, guys, let's go. Alright guys, so we're starting to see now that dumb money swirling around the market that you would expect at the end, in the final stages of the cycle. The people who always get in last are the ones that get burnt the most. They're the ones that end up in bankruptcy and everything like that. And I've definitely seen the signs of that. You know, the other day I was looking on Twitter and people like Steve Saretsky were pumping Calgary throughout February, and it was interesting to see because I actually retweeted that tweet and I said, look guys, we're at the final stage right now when they start looking at the riskiest markets as being less risky. That's when you know it's the end. So the thing is, guys, we are here, whether you believe it or not. It is where we're at right now. Now, that doesn't mean that prices can't go down. Doesn't mean that prices can't go up either. And what I want to say about that is we've just had the first rate hike that's come in from the Bank of Canada. Now, this is just the beginning of a rate hike cycle. So you're going to start to see the smart money start to sell, because they're going to know that there's going to be more hikes coming and everything like that. Now, the funny thing is, guys, many people were saying to me back in October, back in September, back in August, that I'm an idiot. The Bank of Canada is never going to raise rates. What the hell am I on about? And everything like that. And here we are. And I said it was going to happen in Q4, and it happened in Q1. So I was a couple of months out. Big deal. But the thing is, I'm not smart. I'm not a genius, guys. I just use probabilities instead of emotions. So with that in mind, we're going to talk about housing prices right now and what happens during a rate hiking cycle. So the thing is, guys, when rates are going up and they're being increased, the chances of prices going up is lower than them going down. So that means probabilities are going in the favor of people that are on the sidelines waiting to buy, as opposed to the way it's been over the past couple of years, where it's been this euphoric market caused by many different emotional things and people just looking to throw their money wherever they can to keep it out the bank. Many different factors. But the thing is, right now, it's changing. We're starting to see the probabilities now of prices going down become higher than going up. And this is a big change that happens at the top of all markets, and it can be incredibly volatile. And I'm not saying that prices cannot go up. I'm just saying that the probability of them going up is lower than them going down. And that is important to remember, because probabilities are everything, and they're the way I trade, and they're the way I think as a human being now, guys. The thing is, back 4 or 5 years ago when I was trading and I was losing money, I did not think in probabilities. I was like everybody else out there, and I just thought with my emotions. I would get angry, frustrated, and now everything I do is logical and it's to my own practices. So I don't deviate from my own plan. So the thing is, what I'm saying is probabilities are really powerful way of thinking, and it's a way that we should all think. If you want to be wealthy, if you want to be successful and everything else, all you need to really master is just thinking in the way that successful people think. And a lot of people, successful people, they think using probabilities, and even some that don't, they're actually doing it subconsciously, whether they realize it or not. So anyway, the purpose of this video as well was to go over a prediction also that I made back in September. And that prediction was that there was going to be an inflation scare. And I'm going to link the video below so you can go back there and think, what? How did this guy know what was going to happen? We could have an inflation scare and they could be raising rates quite rapidly, quicker than anybody anticipated. And that is what I've thought is going to happen. Well, to me, it was pretty obvious because of what was happening with the oil prices and the just setup that had been created in the oil market and the gasoline futures market. Technically, it was posed for this massive increase. But the inflation scare that I predicted in October, I believe we are having that happen right now. This is the inflation scare that is happening right now. And it's happening with oil and it's happening with gasoline. So the prices are going parabolic right now. And it's not just oil and gasoline, it's lumber futures, copper, all these different things. Commodities are just exploding. Grains, fertilizer, you name it. Everything is going parabolic right now. This is that inflation scare that I was talking about. And we just had the Bank of Canada come out and say, yeah, we might actually hike 50 basis points, which they haven't done since 2003. Now, the thing is, whether they do or don't do that, I don't really care, and I'm not going to speculate on that. But the thing is, I think at some point, they're going to have to pivot, just like I said back in October, when I said at some point they're going to have to pivot and they're going to have to say inflation wasn't transitory and it's going to persist longer. It's obviously not transitory because it's been persisting so long now. The central banks are losing their credibility by saying that inflation is transitory. And of course, they'll probably change what they're saying and go, yes, it's not transitory. It's going to persist a little longer, but we already heard what they said before. Well, now that's turned into inflation isn't just going to persist longer, it's getting entrenched. So they are changing and people aren't noticing the nuance around what they're saying. They have warned people time and time again. It's just people have ignored those warnings. But you guys, I know on this channel, are smarter than that. And you can go back and look at all the press conferences and everything that the Fed and people like Tiff McClem have done. And McClem has said multiple times, warned people against speculating in the housing market, yet people have continued to do it. And they are going to get absolutely screwed. And it's going to be a situation where the Bank of Canada is saying, yeah, you know, go back and look at our press conference. We told people not to go into housing, not to over leverage themselves. And they went ahead and did it anyway. It's not our fault. And in their defense, guys, they did warn multiple times about this. They said there could be a time where we have to increase interest rates at a more rapid rate, and that puts those people at risk of default, at risk of losing their homes, and welcome to right now. So the situation is, guys, they're going to have to pivot, I believe. If commodity prices carry on going up, they're going to have to pivot big style. And they're going to have to start saying inflation is a real risk to the economy, which it is. Obviously, I've been saying this for so long now. It doesn't matter if it's inflation or them raising rates. Whichever one is going to totally screw the economy. So their back's up against the wall, but they have to look like they're doing something. So in the instance where inflation to them is what is causing the economy to slow down and everything like that, what are they going to do? They're going to hike. But what are they going to do then when the economy slows down even more because of all the debt defaults? Are they going to hike even more? And that I don't know. But, you know, they are stupid and nothing would surprise me, guys. That's what I want to say here. There's a distinct probability that that will happen. The thing is, people have gambled. They've gambled big style since 2020. And they are going to get burnt to shreds right now if this continues, if this happens. Because we are getting to a point now, guys, where inflation is getting so high it poses serious risks to the currency remaining stable. The stability of all currencies is at risk here. And at some point, I believe that these currencies are going to be destroyed anyway. But I don't believe that's yet. So I still believe that they want to save the currency and everything like that. So guys, just bear these things in mind. Go and check out those other videos. I'll link them at the end of this. And I will see you in the next video, guys. Thank you so much for watching as usual. I will see you in the next one. Peace and love. Bye-bye.